Good evening. Here is the news. Nah, not really. On the road again.
Stop it.
Just want to catch up with my PayPal friends. Donate now, as my friend TM used to say. Donate now.
I haven't spoken to him in a while, eh? TM.
Maybe he's okay.
What's the other one?
Who?
Who's the other one?
You having a moment? Senior moment
I
happening here?
I don't want to say it because it's going to
Live senior moments. Here we go. Who are you talking about?
I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it because it will be taken as the wrong person.
Right, so everyone thinks it's
The
them now.
dark-haired guy in America.
The dark guy here in
Young,
America.
single.
That narrows it down to about 35 million people.
Young, single. We're trying to find him a woman. Kentucky.
Oh, you're talking about the guy who lives with his thingy.
Dog.
Dog, yeah. Yeah. He's got many names. He's a man of many names,
Yes.
and of which we can't tell.
Exactly.
Secret. Back to 104.9 FM, Radio
Chook
Chicken.
Chookam. People might just turn around and say they saw a move.
I don't think that chicken moves. What, did you see that?
Yeah.
It's... Oh. The paranormal. Which is a funny word to put to it, I suppose.
What?
Para as in parallel to normal.
That's parallel universe. My twisties are cold. I have to go and put another pair of socks on.
I have socks on. It is 57.9 degrees Fahrenheit on the west coast. Let's play Casey Casey's number one for this week. Here it is. On the road again. On the road again.
Oh.
Wanna catch up with my PayPal friends. Donate harder than you've done before. Everyone's after the dollar.
In the long and winding road.
The long and winding road.
By the Beatles.
That's from Carpenters, actually.
Beatles. The
Oh.
long and winding road. Which
Oh, you mean
leads
that
me
one? I
back
got you. Yeah.
To your door.
Go on then.
I can't sing.
There we go. First time on Radio Seeds. Mrs. Seeds sings.
Black sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full.
I like that Ringo song. That Ringo song that he does about Liverpool. Liverpool, I left you, but I never let you down. I
got the
said
head- the
goodbye
body moving
to
there, the head going
Madrid
with it.
Street.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chicken Can. We have 1,000 people in the room. Now he's gone. There was 1,000, now there is none. We're scaring them away. Because they don't want to know what the meaning of life is.
Now people might not want a deep in-depth conversation at their morning time.
Well, could be a few Australians hanging around, a couple of New Zealanders. I'll give them 5 minutes. If they're all too busy, we'll just can it. Easy fixed. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Oh, I saw the chicken move.
Yeah, it's paranormal chicken night, the meaning of life. This is a famous chicken. This chicken gets seen. This
Yes.
chicken is an international
I
celebrity.
think we should start putting stickers on him.
Yeah,
And take him on tour.
yeah. You know, he could probably sing a little Bohemian Rhapsody or something.
And his mate.
Well, good morning all to you. This is the fantastic deep thought show called The Meaning of Life.
Watch Monty Python, they'll tell you.
Don't give it away. Bring out your dad.
I gotta go and get another pair of socks on.
I used to love the start of the Monty Python show, TV show, where
I'll make a copy because it's not
Okay.
too late. If I do it any later, I'll be paying all night.
all right, where Michael Palin was dressed up as an old man coming up the beach slowly, and he was staggering, and it was like about 30 seconds, and he gets to the camera and collapses and goes, "It's..." Yeah. That was always funny. The Meaning of Life. The Monty Python crew did that one. Movie. Anyone watch The Meaning of Life? Or The Holy Grail? They did lots of funny things. Very clever men. But we're about to have a coffee. It is cold here tonight. Very cool. Good morning, Sids. There's one of my PayPal friends. There's so many people sticking their hand out, isn't it? Yeah, thought it'd be funny. It's a generalised funny video, it's not specific. Oh, there's the boss. She's making coffee. I got lazy tonight, Sids, but that sort of day. It's actually Western Australia Day today. Each state has their own day and everyone has the day off and has barbecues and goes to places. We just chilled out and then I went down and bought a whole chicken from the supermarket, which was cheap. And we got some chips and had a bit of coleslaw. It's very nice. Still got over half a chicken left. We'll send Vegemite. Okay, got that. Yes, it was good to do nothing today. I think anytime we have sent anything to the United States, it's about 14 days to 16 days. Can be quicker. A friend of mine once got it in 5 days. Couldn't believe it. But generally it's a couple of weeks. I'd send you some of my homemade chili sauce, but it'd cost a fortune to send to you. So I think it's cheaper you fly over here, and then you can taste it, uninterrupted. Let's have a look and see what she's doing. Let's have spy cam. Dun, 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 dun. Darth Angel. Three weeks to get chocolate. I'll make sure I catch that, don't worry. Did I mention the door? Yeah, it's still here. I had a day off today. Yeah, we sent something to a lovely lady and her husband in Sweden from, I'm pretty sure we're in Germany. And it's not that far from Sweden. I think it took a couple of weeks to get there. You always worry that, I didn't ask if she got it. She eventually just said she got it. You think, ooh, maybe it's gone missing. It was a necklace, actually. It had, because her nickname's Irish, we sent her something appropriate from Ireland, like a clover, if you know what I mean. Not actually a clover, but a necklace, you know what I mean. But again, I'll repeat what I said the other night, my thoughts, so is my wife's, along with many, many other people, with Tucker, did catch up with the video that Awesome made today, that he's stable and doing okay, which is good news. So what do you do today, Sids? You cook anything? Because I didn't. No, that's not true. Actually, I did cook some chops. I had about 7 chops in the fridge that needed to be cooked. So I cooked them up. Lamb chops. I've always got to be careful that I'm not overcooking, you know what I mean? I always check the freezer thinking, I've got plenty in there, I don't need to cook anything, so it's just reheat. Baked spaghetti, that sounds like a spaghetti slice. I've done something similar actually. Spaghetti slice. Obviously involved eggs, bits of meat, spaghetti, sauce. I'm presuming it's a spaghetti slice or something similar. Hello, Terry. Yeah, I mean, it's erring on the side of caution, but you don't get a second chance if you get it wrong. So, doctor obviously knew what he was doing. Sids, I can't remember, it was so, I've actually got about 1,000 videos. If you typed in my channel search, on my channel, 12 volt shower, you're probably going to find it. Oh, Mystic's going to find it. I could go and do a live one now actually, broadcast live. Whoop, camera drops down. Seeds loses his channel. Thrill for a moment for some, and then my career's ended on YouTube. I only got one channel. All these people have like 7 or 8, 10 channels. I can't be bothered. Since 2010 when I started a channel, it's been Seeds to Freedom. And before that, I just watched. I didn't have a channel. I think I've been watching YouTube since about 2006 or 2007, something like that. But it is cool tonight. For the meaning of life. It's a very interesting topic. Is there a meaning of life? Is there not a meaning of life? Well, there you go. Download that while you can, Sids. Hide it from your husband and your close friends, whatever you do. Yeah, I reckon that would work out good, that mixture that you had, and you know what I mean, a bit thicker, obviously, like a, what do we call it? You know what I'm talking about, when you make that roux up for the lasagna. I'm half asleep. Bechamel, there we go. Like a bechamel, sort of. I always put a little bit of bechamel on the bottom of my lasagna, just a smear, followed by the meat, not pasta, followed by the meat, pasta, meat, bechamel, pasta, meat, bechamel, and then on top, bechamel. It won't take you there. Maybe it's pay for view, Sids. Tell you what, go to YouTube search, just general search, type in 12 volt shower and then add my name on the end, Seeds to Freedom. I'm pretty sure you'll find it that way. That's how I've done it with a few other people's videos, because you know you get hundreds of videos come up, but if you type in 12 volt shower, Seeds to Freedom, I'm pretty sure it will come up. Someone taught me that. They said, you may be looking for someone's video, but there could be 1,000 titled the same. So put in their channel name at the end, and you'll generally find it. Got to pay your taxes. Yep. Man, this chicken has got to get some feed. Look at him. He's losing weight. My wife's got this, can't even remember where she got this from. I think she found it here, I'm not sure. Got this horseshoe. You know the story. She's going to hang it somewhere. I'm not sure where. It's really old, actually. Just by the design. It's probably, ooh, see, the nails tell me a lot that it's old. I'm thinking could be 100 years old. I'm just guessing. Do you find that horseshoe here, or is that the one we had?
No, the horseshoes from
Long
Mum
time.
and Dad's
Yeah,
property.
that's what I thought.
I've had that since I was a kid.
I reckon it's a good 100 years old by those nails, how they're done.
I've had that since I was a kid.
It's well used. She found it.
Dad used to help. He used to be a pharaoh. Is that what you call them? What do you call them?
Farrier.
Farrier.
Fairy. My dad used to be a fairy.
I said farrier. Said it wrong. My dad used to help them. He wasn't trained as one, but he got taught. So he used to help. And they'd sometimes do it at our place because we had acreage.
Coffee. We have coffee.
We used to have acreage, so
Yep. Back on the chook.
so you've got the video, Sids.
She's just turned the volume down so she doesn't need to listen to me, but she's just put on Rod Stewart singing,
Ah,
"Tonight's the night,
oh God.
everything's gonna be alright."
I just put on you sexy thing.
And she said yes.
I could take a couple of screenshots and make a calendar out of that and I could sell it. Can be our whole holiday money.
I don't think you're going to make too much money. Maybe 30 years ago you would have.
I just love the story.
When I was young.
Got cold here all of a sudden.
57 degrees Fahrenheit. But there's great news. For those people that have been listening to me moan and whinge, no rain for 6 months. Well, they tell us the first major Antarctic cold front is due in 2 or 3 days. So, looking forward to a bit of rain. Of course, they're just telling us it's got to happen yet.
Geez, you'll be filming that and we'll broadcast that because we've been waiting so long.
The angel will be out naked in the backyard,
No.
dancing.
You will be.
dancing in the rain.
It'll go towards your shower video.
What's going towards my shirt?
You get out there naked when it rains.
They don't want to see me naked. I don't want to drive these 75-year-old women crazy.
I will slap him for you ladies.
None of the ones in here now. I'm talking about the other ones that'll find it.
Ah.
Imagine the nursing homes in chaos. I'm about to get to the good part. Do a running commentary in the comments section. Sids? Terry? Sids is looking at a video of me naked in the shower.
Well, you would have got arrested if it was all.
She said, okay, she's going to do a commentary. She's going to talk about the 12-volt battery and how the shower works so well.
Oh dear.
I don't remember when I did that video. It must be 3.5, 4 years ago or something. I'm
I don't
guessing.
know.
I'm just guessing. There is a very simple answer to the title of this video. The meaning of life. It is to live it. That's it. Write it down.
Yeah.
Cut it off. Put it in a piece of paper. in your purse. The meaning of life is to live it.
Sid's is living it right now. She's watching you. You got the popcorn, Sid?
I'll have to do an updated version.
She'll have it on loop.
I don't think so. She'll be laughing, and that's bottom control. Are you allowed to show your bottom on YouTube? Was that illegal too? Good. Oh, she said button, but she meant bottom.
I don't know. I suppose you have to adult it then.
You'd have to wear a G-string, I think. And I ain't wearing I'm
that-
not wearing butt floss for nobody.
Actually, I don't know, because Vinny did that chap thing, but he took the video down when he was finished the stream, didn't he?
I don't know.
He didn't leave it up, so...
Well, we'll have the pool in at the end of the year, so we can do
So you're gonna wear a
pool
G-string?
videos. I'll just swim in the nutty. Just won't get out.
You know,
Of course, you'll do skinny dipping too,
no,
won't you?
you know things...
My wife doesn't do skinny dipping.
I used to. You know things look bigger underwater, through the water.
Are you talking about what? You or?
In the water. It looks all... makes you look dumpy.
Nah. Your ears where your ears. And that's it.
Songs too.
Songs. Does she mean thongs? Get that hair scrub. Actually, like I said, I did that video for a friend of mine in Louisiana who was baffled. He was trying to get boilers and big old copper kettles, and I said, mate, you've got heaps of batteries. Hello, Lynn. I said, just try this, and I had this in the shed, and I've used it before. And it works great, and he ended up getting one, and that was years ago. I think he got another one. Like those things are pretty cheap. No, I just set the camera up on, I think it was the toilet roll.
No, I did record some of it.
What? Of me in the shower?
Yes. Because of going down and looking, and then you've got the shower curtain across or something, haven't you? I can't remember.
No, you're fine with 12 volts, Terry. 240 volts or 120 could be a bit different.
Did Len write seedlings? Hello, seedlings. Seedlings. That's so cute, Len.
We've got plenty of seedlings. 8 grandchildren and another seedling on the way. Yeah, so when he got it, it cost him the same. I think it was about $15 US to get it. It was 20 Australian dollars for me to get it, which is about right. And he said it was unbelievable. Like he had what did he use? A 5-gallon bucket. He used to put it on half fill it and put it on the outside fire. And then put it on some bricks next to where he had a shower, and then add cold water to suit. And he said it was just like magic, because he'd been tired of actually using the bucket just to wash himself in.
Was
He
that,
said
who was that? The one in the...
Yeah, I won't say his name, but he's in Louisiana. Remember he bought
yeah.
that bunker,
Yeah.
the big tower? But yeah, he thought that was a great idea. Actually great if you go, even if you go camping. Take a bucket with you. You can even buy those collapsible buckets these days. But just a normal bucket, you can chuck her on the fire. Make sure the water's mixed with cold water to get it right. Stick that little pump in there and away you go. Don't bend over. I don't think many people go camping these days. Sure they do, but not many. We will get solar panels on the house, and we will have a storage battery as well. So we will not be paying electricity. Oh, it's dozens of people then. It's a collective. It's a generalisation.
Yeah, it's general, but... Yeah, I'll put the lipstick
She's
on it.
almost to the end. I think I think Sid is watching this in 1/4 speed. I think he only went for a few minutes.
Yeah, I put the lipstick on him. It was one of my spares.
No, Snapchat. I find irony in humour. And that's what you've
I mean,
probably
you've gotta
seen of me
laugh.
over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, you can name names and you could do that sort of thing, but it's better to generalise.
And it's all in fun.
It's a big bits and pieces of many people on YouTube. Yeah, there's dozens. In fact, I get people send me links saying, "Got to go and watch this e-beggar," and I'm thinking, oh, I'm tired of e-beggars. It's gone from where it was a decade ago, to a plethora. There is just so many people, and a lot of the sneaky ones do it like through wording and deception and misleading information. Yeah, I like singing in the shower. Actually, I've got a few old songs that I sing in the shower. You know when you get close up in the corner and you get that echo happening?
Yeah, bathroom's got good acoustics.
See the pyramids, and you get right in the corner. Along the Nile, boom, 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 boom. But you get right in that corner of the shower. The shower singers know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's all about the money. And to a certain extent, that's okay, Lynn.
Yeah.
It's when it gets absurd, ridiculous, and demanding, and entitlement. I mean, I don't know about you, but I generally pay to go and watch someone entertain me who's very good at it.
All fun.
Or fun.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
You left a comment. I think I left a smiley for you. Oh, you meant on the shower video. I'm just guessing. She would have gone, hubba hubba. Or something ridiculous. And I generally will not give to anyone who asks. I've said this before.
And yet,
You
again,
can see genuine need,
yeah, and it depends.
not perceived need.
You can tell if someone is okay for money, but they just happen to be that dollar short when they went to the shop.
Look,
Like
I
we
mean,
paid for
yeah,
people.
I mean, how many times have you done that and I've done that?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be standing in line at a supermarket or anywhere, a butcher's or somewhere, and someone's $1 or $3 short.
Yeah.
We just lean forward and say, "Here, that'll fix it."
Yeah. Because things like that happen.
Yeah, you're dead right, Lynn. It's the subtle innuendo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the underlying current of, you don't have to, but if you find it in your heart, etc., etc., etc. The King and I. I've did it that myself. I don't know what that means.
I'll help people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just something, because you can see their embarrassment. There was a really old lady who definitely had dementia one time, and she nearly had a full-on argument with me. Like I put five, because she was $5 or something, $6 short, and I just threw it on the counter and gave it to the
Cashier.
cashier. And the old lady said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." And she said, like she was grumpy with me. And I said, "Okay." And then she walked out the store and looked back with that look in her eye. And I'm thinking, yeah, a little bit of dementia there, but that's okay. See, that's the difference. There's someone who didn't appreciate it, but she didn't have the money. She couldn't work. I mean, I was sitting there listening to her talk to the girl, and she was saying things, that price is ridiculous. No wonder I can't afford it. You know, things like that. And I'm thinking, yeah, you're probably thinking that you're back in the 1960s. It is the year 2019. But we've done that dozens of times. There was a young girl, and yes, she was buying cigarettes. I think I gave her a couple of bucks. You know, what it worked out, she was getting tobacco but couldn't afford the papers. No point having tobacco unless you're going to roll it in newspaper.
No, you can't use newspaper. Ink comes off it.
But you see, none of these people asked, but we see a need. It's not a big deal. It's a few bucks each time, most of the time. And one of the things, I've done it once in my life where I've been to the shop, got my shopping, got to the teller and thought, oh shit, where's my wallet? I did that once, but I've seen many people do that. And you start thinking, have I left it on the fridge? Is it in the glove box? Is it on the dash of my car?
Yeah, I've done that once, but they held the shopping. I
Yeah,
can't remember where it was. I wasn't too far, so I could actually go home and get it. And I came back and paid.
I did that in Mandurah
Yeah.
when I went to the shop.
Oh, what about one with, and it's a full-on accident. You're putting all your groceries up, then you paid, you load your groceries back, go to the car and think, oh my God, I forgot to pay for this. You've got an item sitting in the bottom of the trolley, and we've gone back the next day and paid for it.
Oh yeah, look, I mean, the theft by the self-serve department's ridiculous. I watched a guy once with 3 trays of steak, holding it in one hand, scan the bottom one and put all 3 into the bag. I just looked at him, and I kept looking at him. He looked at me, and eventually he pulled the other 2 out and scanned them.
Yeah, but
But how many times would he do it? How many? I'm sure it's a problem all around the world with self-service,
it is.
where people just skim and.
They're changing the security on all the self-service in the shops. Did you read about that? Because of that reason.
Yeah.
But how many times have they been caught when we've been in the shop getting served?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I've done this twice, and I've taken it back. Actually, what I do, I'll tell you in a sec, but I've put like a big orange juice in the bottom of the trolley, put everything through the till, and then got back to the car and thought, oh shit, I've still got the orange juice.
Or what we did
Or get home, and then I say, okay, so I go into the store, I pick up the big orange juice, like the one I got at home. I say, can you scan that for me? She says, yes, and then I put it to the side. She says, what you doing? I explain what I did, and I pay for the orange juice.
Or what we did once, and we went that day back and paid for it. You know, underneath your trolley, the tray, we've put a carton of drink or a carton of water underneath, and we forgot about it, and we've got straight back, yeah.
Do you know, Lynn, one of the things which is very sad is that if I was a judge and that young lady came into my court, I couldn't charge her with anything, because if there are drugs involved, it's a different story. But if it's the fact that someone can't afford to feed their kids, I'd be looking at a different alternative way of punishment.
Now, at our self-service here in Australia, we actually have people at the self-service to help you to try and keep an eye out to stop it.
Yeah, but there's
people
like
still nick things.
There's only one with about 10 self-service.
Yeah, they still get away with it, but there's something else that all items are going to have a thing on them. I don't know,
an alarm or something.
So once you scan it,
Deactivates.
the alarm whatever this thing is on the product gets
They do it on meat.
deactivated. Yeah.
They do it on meat.
Gets deactivated, so then you can walk out and it won't set the alarm off. But because it's pretty bad here in Australia, people doing it. And yes, there are some people who do it out of sheer desperation or sheer, because they generally are down and out, but are trying hard, and they resort to thieving.
I saw a young fellow in Mandurah where he went to the
No
meat
excuse.
department and stuck 2 trays of meat down the front of his pants. He didn't see me do it, but I saw him do it. And I walked up to him with a bag of potatoes. And he said, what are you doing, mate? I said, well, you might as well have some vegetables with those meats down your fucking pants. Threw him on the floor and ran out, didn't he? I was just doing him a favour. Balanced diet.
Yeah, 99% of the time, people steal because they just want to steal, because they just refuse to pay the money. But there is a small percentage that do it out of desperation.
Yeah, there's got to be a balance. I mean, if someone's doing it all the time for profit, I'll tell you where this goes. I'm sure you've heard of this as well. People steal trays of meat for a very good reason. There was a ring, if you like, of these young kids doing it in Sydney, and they would all meet on a Wednesday at a train station where the pensioners would meet and buy the meat off them for half price.
Oh, and cheaper.
So,
You know,
is that a good Samaritan?
Well,
and is
no.
it good for the pensioner? Well, yeah.
It's good for the pensioner, but what's happening is the producer of that meat is losing out. So
Well, actually, no,
you can
the
look
shop.
at two sides of the
The
two
producer gets paid when it goes to the shop, so it's the shop that loses the money.
yeah, well, you know, it's two
But
sides.
anyway, how they caught them was older police officers pretending to be pensioners said, "We got you," but they actually had film from about 7 or 8 shops showing these guys sticking trays of meat. It was always down the front of their pants, with it, like a hoodie jumper thrown over the top. But just, it's catch-22. Yes, they're stealing. Yes, they want money. But at least they were giving it to the pensioners at half the price. They just say, well, if it's 20, you've got to pay 10. And to a pensioner getting a tray of steak, say, for $10, there's 2 weeks' worth of meat for $10. So that's why they were doing it. All the pensioners were cautioned. They weren't fined or anything.
Yes, it's hard to know why some people steal unless you've walked in their shoes.
Yeah, I suppose if we go back 100 years and me and Sids and you were sitting around the back porch and some bloke's got a sheep in his hand,
Yeah,
heading
Lynn's got the sheep and
heading towards his ute, it'd be like, what are you doing, mate? If he turned around and said, I need to feed my family, I'd say, keep going. But if he's just stealing it because he wanted it, didn't want to pay for it,
again, you've got to look. It's the story my mum told me during the war. She was a little girl. She went with her mother into the forest, and they stole a sheep, butchered it there and then took it home.
I looked into some of the statistics in Australia, and the most common place where things are stolen because they're easier to hide is chemist warehouse shops, or you call them, what are the Yanks called chemist shops? They call them...
Pharmacy.
No, they call it drugstore or something like that, I think. But anyway, what it is, women go in there and they steal nail polish, put it down the bra, it's $30. They stick some perfume down the other bra, it's $80. It's the most common place where theft is current in Australia because it's just things that they want but don't want to pay for.
Or can't afford. But the perfume, the expensive perfumes are locked up now.
Drugstore, yeah. But it's very common here. You'll get your police, a couple of young ladies, and then they empty the contents of generally it's the bra or under the arm, or maybe they design pockets as well. I don't know, but
Yeah, like Lynn said.
empty the trolley, and then they are charged with theft. And they're usually, what happens here, they're banned from that centre. And if the police catch them again, there's a much heavier penalty involved just for going there.
But people who steal out of sheer desperation because they, like I think it was Sid said before, to feed kids. Yeah, it's a hard one. If you've never been in a situation where something's happened to you and you think, oh my God, I know why people steal now.
Yeah, but even
Or
that...
what makes some people steal when certain things happen to you in your life.
But there are so many agencies in our country, and I'm sure it's the same in the US. There's the Salvation Army, there's churches, there's food banks. I
Yes.
mean, on certain days, food banks, if you've got a low income card, you can go there and get free food.
Yeah, but then we've gone to and donated to some of these food banks, and one of them, we thought we only end up giving them half because the prices they actually had on the items was ridiculous. It wasn't
You know,
actually helping.
We were misled thinking that they were
Yeah.
just passing the food on. We ended up finding someone else who actually did that. They just passed the food on without charging. But we're like tin goods, like they're $1 or $2 to buy, and then you put them in a box and give them to them, and they're putting like $1.50 on them. I think that's wrong. Yeah, I don't like people who steal. There's something wrong fundamentally about taking someone else's property, because if it was occurring in reverse, that person would get pissed.
Are you kidding, Lynn? How can people do that? I mean, that's just blatant. I mean, surely they'd get caught.
See, for me, like, I'm just a bloke, but I'm very logical. It's like the makeup community. I'm sure a lot of women know what I'm talking about. Instead of trying to sell your old makeup, there should be a swap site created where women can say, I've got this, that, that, and that, willing to trade. And I'm sure, because women get given gifts and think, oh, I've got 3 of those bloody perfumes now.
Yeah, unused ones, because I was just going to say...
I mean, unopened.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if someone set up a website where it was, like swap site, whatever name you want to give that,
Yeah, that's right, Seeds.
when I was young and I was travelling around, I would go up to people and say, do you need your car washed? Or have you got a day's work for me? And in those days, they'd say, yeah, sure. And they'd say, what do you want? I say, I just want to feed. Like, I was hungry, so they'd give me a sandwich and a drink, for cleaning their car. Or day's work, someone to give me in those days $20. I figured you don't get nothing for nothing. And that's a good way to live your life. Expecting that you do absolutely nothing that other people provide for you is wrong. Generosity is a great trait in people, but entitlement in others is not. Anyway, like I say, it's a subject that if someone's hungry, I'll feed them. Would not even bat an eyelid. If they come round and say, look, have you got any food? I'd say, I tell you what, where do you live? And if they're willing to tell me, I say, you go home, we'll be around there in half an hour. And I make a box of food up, get some bread and some milk, some cereal, sugar, tea, coffee, spend $40, $50 and give it to them. Because that person won't steal from me. I'll make it sure that this is not a daily occurrence though. Everyone goes through hard times, but you can make life hard for yourself by not putting anything in life. Oh, here we go.
Well, I just know your phone.
Okay, we'll try it.
Don't panic if Seeds goes for a sec, it's just plugging his phone.
But I'm pretty sure most people have done tough in their life. I mean, got by okay, but you're doing it tough. You count your pennies. You might have got to the point that you had to pay Peter because you couldn't pay Paul, but you got through it. There's a great deal of pride in managing your life for yourself. But there are some people who want you to do it all for them. And it's okay helping them, but then when you find out they're like a parasite and they just want you to do everything for them, buy them food, buy them cigarettes, drive them everywhere, well, you've got to learn to say no. It's a hard word to say, but it's no longer need that you're seeing, it's greed. What's that look on your face, dear?
Nothing.
Check her out. Yeah, there's a lot to be said to that. You don't have to be punishing to be kind, but the word cruel to be kind is a good one because it means you say no. But any time that I have said no, I've said the reasons why I'm saying no. Many years ago, my brother would just keep, can I borrow $20? I'd come home and I didn't drink too much, but there'd be my beard go missing. Baby stuff, yeah, it's great. But he just entitled, like he'd come up to me at work, I'd be working, and he never liked to work. He'd say, I need $20. I said, what for? So I've got to go to the pub with my mates. I said, it's not happening. That would have been about 1983. The last time I saw my brother is when I said no more. So blood is not thicker than water on some levels. Strangely enough, I didn't know till years later, my elder sister had said no to him on the same day. And she's not seen him since either. In other words, if that bank's dried up, he's looking elsewhere.
I'll have to have a look, Seeds. I've looked at some of your Seeds at your older videos. I think I saw one or two. Yeah, I love home hand done crochet blankets. I've got a few myself. I've bought over
Yeah.
the years off some elderly
Still got one of my mum's.
that made them in nursing homes. Yeah.
I think I'm sure we gave you the link or the name of that channel the other night, but I'm just repeating it for the few people in here. Building Skills. Now, I can't figure out whether they're Javanese, Indonesian, or Indian,
Yeah.
or Sri Lankan, but there's two
When I had a
guys
look,
that do
yeah.
all that, building mud huts, digging into the ground, caves, brilliant stuff. And it's just 2 words. It's called Building Skills. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it would have been years later. My sister said, oh, just after Christmas he come round. I said, well, at the same time, I haven't seen him since when I said no more. Like, he literally would just go in our back door and I would have probably 4 or 5 beers a week and he'd just take them.
I think it's a case of embarrassment now that possibly that's why he hasn't contacted any of the family. But it is sad, but at the end of the day, and I've always said it, blood is not thicker than water when it comes to certain situations.
Well, his nickname was Flea. It wasn't his real name.
Yeah.
And why did people call him Flea? Because they always used to say he's a bloody parasite.
He'd fleece you.
Well, flea as in parasite.
Mm.
But he's made no bother to contact us, and obviously, you know, the money tree wasn't giving, so he's not interested.
I have seen a photo of him once, and yes, he does look like Seeds.
Yeah, looks a bit like me.
Yeah, a lot like you.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, he's my brother. It's a dead giveaway.
But there is family members who sometimes think, my God, you don't look like brother and sister, or sister and sister, whatever.
That could be a milkman involved in one of them, that's why. 2 pints of full cream this morning, love. Absolutely. Deliver it out the back door.
And I'm just trying to think of your nephew's name.
Have you got any
His
yogurt?
son. Huh?
Have you got any yogurt?
If I could have the yogurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much a common trait for my generation, and it would include you guys as well, where we grew up watching parents where the father would beat the women. They were never arrested when I was a kid. My old man was terrible to my mum. As most people in that era, the blokes went down the pub and spent all the money and expected the women to somehow get by through a few pennies a week. We were at the shop the other day and these 2 ladies from the Salvation Army, and the missus put a couple of dollars in the tin, but one of them must have been 90, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Easy. 90 and about 80-odd-year-old woman,
And she said, hang on a
fully
sec,
dressed
love.
up in the Salvo uniform.
She had to give me a sticker.
Yeah. Good on them. And there's a crew in Perth, I forget the name of them, in my city. They go around this time of the year and they go to 2 or 3 manufacturers who give them about 1,000 blankets for the year. And they just go around the street and find someone who's not got a blanket living on the street. They're just the simple gift of giving a blanket. They're usually pretty good blankets too, I hear. They're like a big woolen, like an army blanket, if you know what I mean. So that's a good thing. You're not giving them any money or drugs or alcohol, but you're giving them a blanket.
They take time to make those blankets, Sid. You can't, you can't please everyone.
So it's terrible to say, but in that era, it was quite common. It's like, imagine some of those things being done today. They'd all be going to jail.
Yeah, back many moons ago, it was pushed under the carpet, wasn't it?
It's a sick thing to say, but it was acceptable. Men were brutal to women.
Yeah, the men accepted it. So the women kept quiet.
Well, the system accepted it.
But the women kept quiet. That's why a lot come out now of what happened to them when they were younger.
Yep.
Because they were taught by their man that it was acceptable and to shut up. You
Yep. Don't
what
say
happens
anything.
behind closed doors, all
Yeah.
that's bullshit. Yeah.
That gladly, it still happens today, obviously, but not to the scale that it would have been when I was a kid in the 60s. You'd often see women, bruises, broken arms, always the same story. Oh, she fell over the backyard. And in fact, let's be honest, Sid, a lot of women would say, I fell over the backyard. So they wouldn't cop any shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they've already copped the shit, but you know what I mean?
But people speak out now.
Yep. Yeah, my mum used to keep pretty quiet about things. She'd just wear a sling or bandage, an eye patch. I've got a sty, you know. In fact, it's not a sty at all. It's a chipped cheekbone with a massive bruise. Yeah, it's just one of those things is that you wish you could go back in time and change attitudes, but it's gone. We can't do that. We're the first. If we see anyone getting abused, I'm the first one to jump in, or if need be, call the cops. Women getting it, even kids getting beaten up by parents. It's just not accepted.
Oh, that's right, Sid. You'd be punished again.
Yep.
That's what happens with a lot of people.
The old story, and I heard it so many times when I was a kid, when you were around the corner listening to it, would be keep your mouth shut. That was the most common thing you hear. My uncles did it to their missus. I never saw my grandfather on my mother's side was like a lamb. He couldn't hurt a fly. But a lot of the boys in the family were pretty mean. At least there's some apparatuses. In my country, definitely good apparatuses for a woman to leave a man and go to a refuge. Secure, police are advised. Yeah, you just didn't know. I mean, let's all be honest. When we're younger, we're like bloody rabbits. And then you get with someone, and then you have babies, and then you've got this commitment, and then you think, oh, the shit, what the fuck have I done? There's a book I read years ago from one famous Hollywood actress who got famous later in life. And she explained that she had a similar upbringing, got beaten by dad, and there was sexual abuse, and got married and got beaten again, then beaten again with another husband, went on and on and on. Until finally at about age 60, she stood up and said, I'm telling my story. And she got a public apology from one of the husbands. She didn't have him charged. It could have, even what they call retrospective. You can still do that. In my country you can. But at least she got her story out. She says, I've had this bottle up inside of me for years and years and years. And my story is probably the same. This is the start of the book. It says, my story is probably similar to some of you reading this book.
That's horrible, Lynn. No wonder you don't speak to your family.
I think the best way to explain how, when I grew up, is how you see some, and I'm not being racist by saying this, Middle Eastern men treat women today. That's pretty similar to what women were treated like in our society in the 60s and 70s.
And yet you've got, all the Italians I knew and grew up with were wonderful people, but you'd think they were being abusive to their partner because of how they spoke.
Yeah.
Because they're very loud and the hands get used. When you actually learn the language, that they weren't being abusive at all. It's just how they were.
Yeah, I just read what Sid's wrote. I mean, you would have done that so he wouldn't get hurt. I think SIDS is the best way to explain that. But, yeah.
Yeah, or too
So
scared
common.
too scared to say anything.
Basically, 1 in 3 women under the age of 14 get molested. That's a statistic which is unbelievable, but it's true. More often than not, it's a relative or an in-law taking advantage. Some young women are promiscuous and older men take advantage of that. And then all of a sudden, what is just all fun and giggles for the girl gets to the stage of rape and molestation. Yeah, I agree, Lynn. I'm glad we've moved on. It still happens, but not to the volume it used to happen. And the best way to take some of the burden off you as the individual is to talk about it. It really is a release. It is an explanation. It's like, it doesn't affect anyone but you. And whether you talk to someone in public or whether you talk to someone professionally, as long as you talk about it, it's keeping it inside does all the burning. And life's full of shit, let's be honest. There's a lot of good stuff that comes around, but there's little pockets of bundles of agony all the way through your life. That's how it happened. That's terrible.
Some people just, I don't understand why people, do they just stand by and watch? Is it because they're too scared to get involved, or they're not believing what they're seeing is happening? Like, I mean, it could be any situation. Even down if someone gets beat up down at a shop, or it just makes you wonder what goes through people's mind.
I think the biggest thing, and I'm sure SIDS would agree with me, is fear of retribution. In those days, if you said something, you were going to get another thumping. And then you wouldn't be believed. And then you'd have this whole thing go through your life saying, no one believes me.
No, I'm talking
and when I do speak up, I get thumped again.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about other, like what Sis just said. Like, if something happens to someone and you see it, like, people just stand around and watch someone get beaten or raped and don't. What goes through those people's mind? Are they scared to help? They don't know how to help? They can't believe what they're seeing?
Well, a lot of it's just, again, fear. I could tell you some stories which are hair-raising, because I worked in the prison psych department, in the sex offender unit and drug and alcohol unit. And some of the stories utterly horrendous. And I would be debriefed every week. There'd be 3 psychologists who would sit down and debrief you, go through the process, asking you how you feel, and get to the process of just shaking out that week's work, if you like. Best way to describe that. Because it's traumatic. I mean, listening to someone talk normally about abnormal things, and you've got to be professional. It's very hard.
Yeah, we couldn't sit by and see things happen either, Lynn. Whether it's a person or an animal. Look, I don't know if you're with me or if I was on my own somewhere.
It's like,
someone was beating up on their dog and I stepped in. Got abused by the owner, but
it's like our niece's stepdaughter. I'm not going to mention her name, but she'd be 12, maybe 12. And she puts lippy on, she wears tight shorts and all that. And I'd only met her for a few weeks and she's jumping all over me. And I got one of the girls, her parents, to sit down with me, and I explained to her, I said, look, you're a very lovely girl, but there are men who would take advantage of you.
Yeah, we told her to settle down a bit.
And understand that it's great to be friendly, but certainly don't jump up on people, particularly men, and hug them and kiss them. And I said, it's not that I don't like you, don't get that wrong. And she took it pretty well, and her mum thought it was good that the conversation took place, because I'm glad I got to her at her age of 12 and explained what
we
was
tried
happening.
to explain it was okay because, like, we're related, but
Yeah, she's
yeah.
my
But you
step
shouldn't do that.
grandniece.
Yeah, don't do that with with a complete stranger, like someone you've just met. So
Yeah, no, the word would be she's promiscuous, but it's not in her intentions are not sexual,
yeah, exactly.
but they can be perceived by devious men as being so.
She's just a very bubbly, very friendly young girl, but yeah, we just told her, like, especially with strangers, some
And she's going through that puberty because she had, I mean, not being rude, but she had little boobs and she's quite an attractive little girl, don't get me wrong. But that all goes against her when someone would take advantage
when
of her.
she's a little bit too outgoing.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So the conversation wasn't, I'm attacking you. Hello, hooker. I said, I'm just trying to explain. And I explained that I worked in a prison and dealt with some of these people that did those things. So it's all worked out good. She hasn't been touched by anybody, and the conversation we had was with her mother. So it wasn't like I was by myself with her.
Okay, take care, Sids.
It's the big AH. That's funny, Sid. You know what you just typed in? I'll be here, but I'll just be lengthening. Are you stretching, Sids? She's watching a Jane Fonda tape. And one.
She's probably
two,
watching your
one,
shower
and
video
two.
again.
She's got it on the big 75-inch screen now. She's got Joe Cocker in the background, the sound down on the telly.
So what's
You can leave your hat on.
what's VMAC always say? House tricks awesome.
That's good. I heard you on the video today say that. He's going through a tough spot. There's no question about that. He's
Yes.
between a hard rock and a stone at the moment. Is Sid still lengthening, I guess?
Yeah, she said before she'll be doing something, but she'll be in lengthening.
But there are lots of
Listening.
deviants and deviant people in this world. So with your kids or grandkids, you protect them like a wolf. That's my advice. Yep. Our thoughts are with him. I think I probably thought of him 5 or 6 times today, just doing different things.
Yes, I wrote a little poem.
Have you got it there?
I actually sent it to Awesome.
Oh, you got that poem that the missus wrote? Awesome. It's lovely, wasn't it? Maybe she hasn't got it yet.
Yeah, and what's that?
Oh, it made her cry. That's a good thing then.
Oh, it wasn't meant to make anyone cry. It's just what I felt at the time.
Can you read it now? I'll read it out if you like, if you want to give it to me. You got it saved somewhere on your phone?
Yeah, hang on. I'll find it.
This is by Mystic Angels, and I will look at you while I'm saying this. Here we go. This is a poem, and my wife doesn't write poems,
No,
by the way.
it's not a real poem. It's
No,
sort of,
it's a feeling.
yeah.
Here it goes. Healing we send to you, family, friends, donors, and doctors too.
That rhymed.
Love and prayers encircle all, nurses waiting for the call. Soon to theatre you will start to get your long-awaited heart. Friends entwined in life and online, returning to us soon. We miss you, Tuckapoon. That's beautiful. Now I'll take my ugly mug off the screen. Put it on you so they can talk to you.
Right? Oh, I'm trying to read it. No, I don't write poetry. It's just sort of because I do healing.
Oops,
So I
it's got
have
your nose in
a
focus.
healing book, and I do Reiki. So I send
Good
everybody.
morning,
that
VMAC.
Hey VMAC, everyone I talk to.
Just call me VMAC of the morning.
Is in my healing book. So I was just sitting there. When did I write it? I don't know, I think maybe you had your stream going awesome, but I didn't actually, you know how sometimes you're on a stream but you don't feel like commenting? And then that's, while you were talking awesome is when I wrote that.
Yes, she is Mystic Angel.
Oh yes, Lynn, it's me. I'll type in.
There was a girl called Hooker who left her clothing in the locker. The boy screamed and shouted, and she ran for the truck. But before she got there, I can't find the rest of the poem.
Oh, put it back on you.
No, I'll put it back on
Because my screen's frozen.
back on the chicken. Actually, I used to. I can still do it. If I get a guitar in my hand, and if I'm around a campfire, I look at who's around the campfire and make songs up about them, just in good jest. Always a good laugh. So I remember there was one bloke, he came down fishing late with us, and he's sitting there and he's having a beer and he's got a real long look on his face, and he told all the boys he had to fight with the missus. He said, oh, all turned to shit. So I started singing Elvis. Are you lonesome tonight? Did you and your wife have a fight? Are you sleeping on the beach again? Just shitty words to a funny song. It made him laugh. And he was in the wrong. He got home late from the pub and they were supposed to go out and he forgot and blah, blah, blah. So she booted him out the house. Get out.
So VMAC saying it's bad luck to leave a limerick unfinished. Did you start one again for awesome and you didn't finish it?
Yeah, I was saying that she went to the truck and there were chickens in the park who began to cluck.
Oh.
What was VMAC thinking? Oh, good. Go to your room, VMAC, now. VMAC would make an excellent female Hannibal Lecter. Just imagine VMAC as Lecter talking to the man in the van. She'd say, Zia, you're just short of white trash from Arkansas.
I'd love to see that. We all love VMAC. Go and say it.
As a boy,
Say
used
you
to wander the fields and listen to the screaming of the shawarma.
Mr. Seeds, can you write me a few lines that will drive me to do the garden weeding? Okay, I'll try and think of something. I'll give it to you tomorrow. I don't do it often. Seeds is better at off the cuff saying stuff.
Yes,
That's true,
I
really.
think the panel would say, VMAC, there's no meat in that. It'll simply be a cholesterol burger. Why am I talking like Jimmy Stewart?
That's like dusting. I get up in the morning and think, oh, I'll dust today. And I mean, I've got hardly anything to dust.
I spend hours throwing dust around the place.
Oh.
You can't be bothered wiping it up.
And I've got Mr. Sheen. The good old, do you have Mr. Sheen over there? We've got this furniture polish called Mr. Sheen.
All it does is make the
But it's
the
good
dust
stuff.
shiny.
It's good stuff. But I get up and maybe 2-3 days later I'll eventually get around to dusting. Yes, dusting. I wasn't put on this earth to clean and dust.
Or
It's
cook.
not my forte.
Or cook.
Or cook.
Or
Hey,
drive.
Shut up. Don't tell everyone my secrets. You already showed them my chip stash.
Mm. Which has doubled in size this week.
No, it hasn't. I haven't bought any this week.
Are you sure?
And who also eats them?
I
Excuse
eat
us,
pork crackle.
We're just having a domestic here.
I
We'll be
eat
back.
pork crackle.
You have some of my
I-
chips too.
Yeah, but I mean, they're too salty.
Oh no, iron. What's an ironling? I don't.
That's what they make steel out of.
I've got one pair of overalls that have to be ironed after washing, and I thought, oh, how am I going to iron them when I wash them?
VMAC, he hasn't gone to Canada. He's just gone to Scarborough Fair.
Yeah, and so
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
I took it round to my
Norm's
daughter's.
wallet
Shut up.
is there.
I took her around to my daughter's to ask her if she could iron, and then she says, I don't have an iron, I use an ironing lady, Mum. So
I just saw a white spirit go past the camera.
oh, go away.
Yeah, it was a ghostly figure.
How much have you had to drink?
Nothing, which is always a way. Actually, I'm going to have a drink of water right now. Water.
Yeah, V-Mac, that's right, that's all he's doing, eh?
It's an old play and TV show and movie called Death of a Salesman. That's very appropriate because in the end this is a one-way street. And there's no victory for anyone, not even me or you, VMAC, when it all comes to a crushing end. It's just a case of, oh, well, we knew that was going to happen.
Let me get my charger. Yeah, ironing.
I actually, I mean, I've got shirts and I've got suits. I rarely wear them. So.
But they don't need ironing, that's why we bought them.
Yeah, well, we ironed them when we bought them, and since I've only worn
No.
them twice, you don't wash them because I only wear them for half an hour, and then we take it off and hang it back up again.
No, there's material that doesn't need ironing. So
Yeah, I got some good shirts, but
I hand wash them and then just hang them out, and then they don't
Got
need
some-
ironing.
boots. And when I put my boots on, I look like Lurch. I'm about 6'10".
I'll dress him up for you one day. Minus the lipstick.
Mm. On the road again, when I catch up with my paper friends. You can donate any way that you like, but make sure you donate tonight. On the road again, just waiting for my paper friends. Yeah, PayPal, Cash Chat, or whatever it's called. GoFundMe, Patreon, Streamlabs. Yep, that's just another form of begging. It's like working all week and then at the end of the week you turn around and sing a song to your boss. And you say to your boss, that's got to be worth another $30. He'd say, get out of here. Just because you work, you get paid to do it, doesn't mean he's going to give you any more money. Send you a tip. Len, be good to your mother. And if you've not got your mother anymore, be good to someone's mother. There's one thing that everyone, and I'm included, doesn't like in their life, and that is change. But I got over that years ago. I never used to like change. But I realised change is good. When you do things that you're out of your comfort zone, after you go, wow, that's pretty good. So you open your world up a bit bigger, because we can all become trapped in our little habits and daily routines and weekly routines, monthly routines, yearly routines. 50 years go by. You haven't done anything or gone anywhere because you don't. So every now and then, snap out of it and do something totally different. Oh, well then, you can pick your friends. But we all have different stages of our life. All of us. We get so busy when we're younger with kids. I worked 2 jobs for 20 years. I would do 14, 15 hours a day, every day. Even weekends I'd work. I used to go and pick up sheep shit, sell bags of sheep shit. I would go and cut firewood. I ran and organised sporting venues. I just kept working. Now, if I had my time, I went back in time, I wouldn't work that hard, because that's all I did for so long. What are you doing? You're powering up,
Yep.
charging your phone.
Yep.
Life is tough, but there's some real diamonds in amongst all of it. So you got to put up with the shit to get to the sugar. And as sure as eggs, you know, it's one of these things. I sat down and there was Robin Williams talking to someone one night, and it was the someone, not Robin Williams, who said this. That you know, he was a chef, and he said, the one thing I always in my mind is I'm going to cut myself. And sure enough, he would cut himself. He said, it's like I keep thinking about it. And he said, you know, the cut and the bleeding is not nice, and I keep thinking I'm going to do it again, and I do it again. But that's life.
Sid, stop what you should be driving. Concentrate.
What'd she say?
She said, I'm at a stop sign now. I was at your PayPal jingle. I watched the video 3 times.
Now, Sids, I'm a bit annoyed. I was excited when I went to a video that said, I'm going shopping to pick my shopping. I'm thinking I'm going to go down the aisles,
Yeah.
going to see food prices. I'm going to see, you know, all this arrangement of fresh fruit. Nothing. Just a car park and a voice. What was that? I really did expect you to go into a shop, picking my shopping up. I'm thinking, okay, this will be a great video. No, a voice in a car park. And driving. Every country I go to the supermarkets. Can't help myself. I have a wander around and see what prices are, what sort of produce is available. Friends are what you make them, VMAC, and yes, look, I mean, I really do believe 99% of the people on YouTube are pretty good. It's just like normal life. There's 1% of total arseholes. But the 99%, you may not understand them. When people text, sometimes you take it the wrong way. But really, most people are pretty good. It's just the bag full of arseholes you got to avoid. Oh, I got some more water. I'm going to hit some more. I'm going to hit this hard. Yeah. Liquor. But you know someone that you really click with. Who clicks with VMAC? She has a couple of good close friends, VMAC does. Yes, you have a very similar humour to me, VMAC. Irony. You like getting a bucket of irony and throwing at them saying, well, take that. Because most people are undone by their own words.
There goes the ghost train.
All aboard the Boit Express. No shortage of ass on YouTube. Len, you need to tell us what you're talking about. Well, you're very good friends with Tucker, VMAC. That's what I was going to say. And he's a good friend to have. There are some people on here I will never meet. That's through distance and circumstance. There are some people I have met. And everyone I have met have been lovely people. But I don't believe next to nothing what people say. I usually can believe when they do something. In other words, action speaks volumes more than words. Loads of plastic gangsters on YouTube. Yep, when we first met Awesome, it'd be like something out of Gone with the Wind, or something like, you know, the other one with Julie Andrews when she's going up the hill. I forget what that's called.
What?
Sound of Music.
The hills are alive with the sound of
Yeah,
music.
and it'll be like Chariots of Fire music. We'll both be going in slow motion. Dun,
I'll
dun,
do that.
dun,
I'll video you and I'll
dun,
put that
dun,
up.
dun, dun, and we'll get right up to each other and we'll both stick hands and say, "Here you go, mate." Yeah, good. You? Yeah, I'm going well. Yeah,
No way.
good. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Yeah, but it has to be a good cup of coffee. Awesome.
I've always been shattered from the fact that Awesome told me privately that she's not a hooker. I thought, oh, fuck. What? I haven't been with a hooker in my life, but I've known a couple. And strangely enough, one was a really older lady.
Oh, God.
She was
I'm glad you clarified that.
She was like 54, 55. I met her through a lady I worked with in the psych department. She said, yeah, I was a professional escort for 30 years. Now, she owned about a dozen houses, never took drugs. The cars that she drove, you'd be like, oh, I wish I could sit in one of those, let alone own one. And she was a very refined lady. And she did it for 30 years and retired.
So was she a madam or an actual hooker?
She was a private escort.
Oh, okay.
And she went all over the world. But yeah, so that was her profession. And, you could use an old joke. Well, what's she like? Well, she whistled when she walked. No, nothing like that at all. She was a lovely lady. Next winter on Channel 9, Seeds meets hooker.
Yep, that's right. An awesome hooker at that.
Well, all she has to do to
She'll have
remember, she just needs to remember to bring a 3-foot ladder so she can stand on top. So I can watch her eye to eye.
Awesome, don't say winter. I got told May's nice
Yeah,
in
no.
the US.
Yeah, no, we're not coming in October.
It'll be our winter.
I won that one. It'll be about this time next year.
V-Mac.
Gardening with hooker. How to grow vegetables. First of all, plant the seedlings. Second,
Okay, see you, Lynn.
buy 3 cats. Fourth, stand on the plants to look like you can claim the insurance.
Tell Lynn you love her.
Who?
Lynn. Lynn's going.
I like you, Len.
He talks a lot in his sleep, Seeds does, so I'll record him because I'm sure he said that he loves everyone on Voight in his sleep.
I speak languages in my sleep. Apparently, my grandmother could speak Hebrew. And I speak Hebrew. But I don't know how I speak Hebrew, but I do in my sleep.
In your sleep, yeah.
I speak different languages quite fluently. But I think, don't know what that is.
In your sleep. You
Could have
can't
been
do
from
it
previous
normally.
experience in a different body. I don't know.
You start talking tongues, I'll worry.
No, I don't babble. I talk.
No, I'm going to get one of those recording devices to record you.
And I'll record your snoring.
I don't deny. I don't snore.
That'll be
You
a great
snore?
meditation video. I'll put some beautiful pictures up and they'll fade in and fade out. And all you hear for the 3 hours is...
Excuse me, and you don't snore?
That's a great idea for a meditation
You
video.
snore.
Well, I snore, but not all night.
That's it. I'm coming on my own. Yeah, everybody snores in their sleep.
Dream time. Where do we go? You're going to sleep. You're thinking about tomorrow's tasks like the washing, shopping, maybe buying a pair of shoes. You're getting more and more tired.
Yeah, that's true, VMAC.
You put the book down, you turn the light out, and then you're thinking about that guy with the abs from the TV show that you watched the night before. And then you drift off into deep sleep. And then you travel. Where am I? You're in the land of Oz, lady. Why am I not wearing any clothing? Because you're thinking about that guy with the abs in the TV show from the night before. Where am I now? You're in jail, lady. Why am I in jail? Because you donated to Elvis.
That's a nightmare. It's not a meditation.
Well, VMAC, I've still got all them. Played sport till I was very old. And I think other than the aches and pains that I now suffer because of it, you get to keep the physique to a certain extent. Would you agree, dear?
Yep.
She's just saying that. But you already own seeds. It's like going to the movies, VMAC. You might like what you see, but you can't take it home. I'm going inside for a moment. I may or may not wiggle my butt on the way through.
You'll see him. That's a bit close to the camera. Yes, I know. I said to Seeds, if it starts moving, we can all start panicking. And then the little one, I don't know, where's my finger? There's a little one there somewhere. If they start moving, they're Aussie buttocks. It's quite a big plant of that. I had some really beautiful flowers in there, and one of our sons looked after our house. We went away sometime last year before we went to look after Mum, and he forgot to water them, and he killed them. I haven't planted anything yet. Yeah, if they start moving, we'll run. Cook us or your bum.
See?
Oh yeah, I saw that VMAC. Vinny's contract guys. They put on a show, didn't they?
If you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. Now listen. Bow, 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 bow. I can do the Eagle Rock dance, actually.
Did you watch them? Did you watch when Vinny put that up? Or sometimes he puts it on his stream.
No.
I'd say, yeah, 80%, 90% of them are.
Most of the time, I'll be honest with you.
Sometimes they
When
go a
blokes
bit-
get together, there's always laughter.
Yeah. But
Always
some-
having a laugh, taking the piss out of each other.
Like anywhere, you've got the odd bullheads. Or you've got the ones that think that they are like the ones Vinny showed, but they're not. They try to be. They're wannabes.
I think what it is, and if you haven't picked it up by now, most Australians, you get what you see. In other words, there's very little pretension. Warts and all, that's what you get. You don't get any candy-covered screens of who someone may be in Australia.
I mean, it's like the other night we watched that guy, bless him, that guy who cooks.
Your room will be about there, Hooker. No problem at all.
You'll have your own bathroom.
Own bathroom, shower, toilet.
Did you see the chook moved?
No, we will not everyone's going to get invited, but we will certainly select people if they wish to and come down to Australia. We'll have you.
Oh, VMAC, what are you doing?
You're getting picky.
You're taking the piss out of me. Back kitty, get here. Bloody thing.
Link night.
I've been on many dating sites and I come across VMAC's picture.
Bless you.
Scared the hell out of me. She's 7 foot tall, built like an Amazon woman, and she threatens to kill anyone who doesn't come up with the goods. So I scratched that one off for starters.
Bless Link.
He's been funny over the years, Link. He used to do videos like,
Oh, I met this Polynesian girl. She's beautiful. I love her.
he went on for about 6 months.
About, oh, I'm in love with this woman.
Hey,
She's so hot. And
Someone asked him a question saying, well, when you met her, what was her response? He said,
oh, I haven't ever talked to her. But I love her.
Say hi to Hi Country.
hello, high country, here you go.
Yes, Link, we know Link, so he put some weird stuff up, but we understand Link and we know him.
I actually grew up where his uncles are in
Yeah.
WA.
Live, yeah. He does put some funny stuff up sometimes, or the way he talks or shows things.
Yeah, I mean, I just pissed myself one night, VMAC, when you were saying,
Well, I've been thinking about marrying an Aboriginal girl because she doesn't mind doing it tough. You know, sand for floors and the odd kangaroo. Yeah.
I mean, the classic video of his, and it's just, he's got too many to look through. And he loves it actually when people comment on it. It's called something like, I can catch rabbits by hand on foot.
yeah,
So
that's
he
right.
runs through the paddock
Yeah.
barefoot.
He started off that video saying,
Did you know
catching rabbits.
I'm one of the very few people in Australia who can catch rabbits by hand
On foot.
on foot?
I just wet myself.
And he's so serious.
I mean, he nearly got the nickname Alma Fudd off me that day. But make sure you catch some good fish, Hi. You're going to enjoy that. This time of the year in New Zealand, it's going to be cold up in the high country. Believe me, he'll tell you how cold it gets. It's fantastic, Hi, as long as there's no wind. Because that can really piss you off. Link, for me, reminds me of someone growing up in the 1950s. Like he was born 40 years too late.
Yeah, because sometimes he's quite clever, and he gets a lot of his analogies and his summary of stuff from his sister. He'll discuss a lot of things that happen lessons on YouTube with his sister, who is a psychologist.
I gave him a tip one day. 2 tips I've given him. One, get a van, so you chuck a bed in the back and go travel Australia. Just go and see Australia, because he really hasn't.
No, he hasn't actually.
And the other one is, I said, stop looking for a woman. They'll find you. Obviously they haven't found him yet, but
No.
we tried to catch up with him. We actually drove through his area. I roughly know where he lives, and he declined, which is okay. He's a very private person by nature.
Winter fishing high. No, that just sounds too cold.
No, beautiful. Nice sunny day, even though the snow's about. If there's no wind, it'll be great. That wind kicks in the valley. It might be a short fishing trip.
Yeah, Linky's good like that, VMAC, actually. Yeah, when we went to New Zealand, well, it was winter, I suppose, I arose. I enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, the only bit was annoying was we were in Queenstown most of the time, and it was because that black ice would form on the paving, so you'd end up skiing
Oh,
down,
my God, yes.
because Queenstown's pretty
Quite
hilly, and you'd be like, whoa! But nah, people are good. They're not much different than Australians. They're just shorter and not as good looking. But you know, other than that, they're still brothers.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever do that sort of fishing, Vim. Yeah, I would, actually. I'd give it a go, but I can't say I'd sit out there too long.
No, what you would do, you'd sit
I'd
in the
have
big
to
4x4 with your heater going
I have to
and
run.
saying, wind the window down a bit and saying, hurry up. No, it'd be nice. Actually, you get quite hot in that sort of climate if you're rugged up. But high would be a layer man. When you go up there, you'd have a jacket, a jumper, something woolen and something underneath that. And then as it gets warm, you just peel bits off.
Yeah, it's true, actually. What is it? Which way is it? When it snows, it's not as cold, or when it's not snowing, it's not as
No,
cold?
actually, if you're rugged up and it's snowing, you could be sweating if you're walking in it, trust
yeah,
me.
which way is it high?
What?
It's been so long since I've been in the snow.
There's only the wind. The wind gets you. You know, if it's like 10 below zero, but there's no wind and it's sunny, it's bloody beautiful.
Yeah.
Just your nose and ears go a bit of a tingle every now and then, that's all. Well, it must be time for Hooker to fire up a hangout.
Yeah, what's everybody doing today? It's Monday for some, is it? I'll be late up. Beanies, gloves, short sleeves, and yep.
I'm off to work today with the do list. Yet I sit here. What am I doing? Why am I wasting my life?
Well, we had a public holiday today here.
It was our state's day.
Yeah.
It was West Australia Day today. But I love being near the water. If High is a bit like me, you can even not throw a fishing line in and still enjoy being near the water.
Well, you've seen some the Hyde's videos. It's beautiful country.
Mm.
Beautiful videos.
If you've never been to New Zealand, and it's not just Queenstown, but Queenstown is exceptional. If you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, the movie, you wonder about those magnificent mountains with snow and deep valleys. That's New Zealand. That's just what it looks like.
Oh, for Canada, yours is in July.
They have a Canada Day.
Ours was today. Just for our state.
Each state has their own here.
That's it. When it's snowing, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that makes it unpleasant. Oh, here's a stranger. Here's our
Oh my
very
God.
good friend,
Archie, hello.
Archie Off Grid.
I'll give you a hug through the internet. God, it's been so long. Everybody, say hello to Archie.
You want to see someone who's, well, let's say, very talented and working very hard to
I know.
achieve something.
Hard, sexy lady.
Archie Off Grid, go and hook up to her channel and have a look. She's been clearing a yard alone for the last 6 years. She's a dedicated worker.
Hey, that's a different property.
Say hello to Little Bit for me. I don't know your new dog, so I can't say hello yet, but hello to Little Bit.
So you on your property now, Arky, talking to us in the wilderness?
Yeah, she's sort of the female version of Dick Prenicky, basically. But Dick Prenicky used to take his shirt off and chop wood.
Arky's not going to do that for you.
No, go and have a look. Just, hello, Roo. Just
Hey,
click
Roo.
on Arky's Off-Grid channel, have a sticky beat. You don't have to subscribe, but I'll ban you if you don't. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you always do that. Arky spent most of life stealing Wi-Fi from neighbours.
Oh, you're...
Should change your channel name to Wi-Fi Bandit.
No, it's good to see your videos up again, Arky. See? It's, what, been a couple of years since we've had a good chat.
We're coming to the United States about this time next year, Arky. So I imagine you would have just about finished the front yard clearing that by then and built your 3-story mansion. Wow, where Arky lives, she's lucky to get a phone signal, let alone Wi-Fi. Where Arky lives, even the bears get lost. Where am I?
Have a good night. Hi.
You have a
Good
great
day.
day, mate. Whack one of them videos up tomorrow about that 15-pound trout. Even if you've got to steal it off the pub wall, it doesn't matter. And remember, a bad day's fishing beats a hard day's work any day. All right, mate. Have a good one. Looking forward to your next vid. Not here. It's not midnight.
No, it is about 10:15.
9:45 here. Yeah, I was going to say, you got spring kicking in. That obviously would affect it. I see you had a bit of a storm the other day. And I know there's some wild weather went through north of you. So you're lucky not to cop that.
Well, you just got to find a rock to stand on or something, Marky, or stand on one leg and hold your arm right up, or put your phone up through the trees.
No, it's good to see you back on, Arky. And hope things go. You got a lot of work ahead of summer. Oof. And that soil, oh my goodness. You must be digging into rock. It's like you're living in Canada.
Yep, tinfoil, that just did awesome. There you go, Arky, there's a hint, so you can get a signal.
Mate of mine in the bush just used to run a thick copper wire between two gum trees about 20 feet. Same bit of, he used to wrap the copper wire around a tin can. And he would get a bit of phone signal, he would get a bit of reception on Wi-Fi. Obviously it's an aerial extender. But stealing your neighbour's Wi-Fi is a lot quicker
We'll have a good,
and far more efficient.
back to bed nap then, Roo.
Hopefully they'll be getting some more. Actually, I think they're in for a hot summer, the US. I really do. We had a really hot summer here. And that's saying something for my country. Yes, take naps, best medicine.
We call them nana naps.
Even if you only take an hour or 50 minutes, whatever, 40 minutes, wake up refreshed. Gives you just enough strength to press the remote to change channels. If you're still there, Arky, this is our old cottage that we got. And all the way through here is the extension of the new place. But as you can see, there's nothing there yet. But it'll be happening soon. And I've got something perfect for you, Archie.
Take the thing with you.
I've got a big flash door. $50, solid timber door, brass knobs. I know how you like brass knobs. But yeah, no, it's, we're looking forward to it. A lot of work, but like you, get down and bum up. I should show Archie the house, I suppose, shouldn't I? She'd be interested in the cottage. That's if you're still here, Archie.
The neighbours might have turned the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah. That bloody woman's
she's
still
got-
in the Wi-Fi again, Ted.
She's got three neighbours, she was saying. So which one?
She's probably not telling them.
Depending which part of the property she's on, she can hook into any of them.
All right, I will try and show you the little cottage. This is the old cottage we bought. If you're still there, if you don't freeze. This is the out the back. And that's the new door we got for the front. This is going on the front of the cottage.
Hey, keeping.
G'day, keeping. So it's just a really old cottage built in the 50s. It's got a bit of a veranda, which I'm taking that off and saving that for a different project. But I'll take you through the house. That is the laundry. We've actually, yeah, this is the place that we've bought instead of, because we've been doing lots of things. We're over east with Mandy's mum for a while. And this is something you'd be interested in, Archie. A working toilet. You know what I mean? Actually, you might like this. I don't know if anyone's seen this either. This was my idea. See that wall? It's full of butterflies. Everywhere. I put the butterflies up in memory of keeping, because he's a bit like a butterfly. This is the old kitchen, which all of this is, that whole wall is getting knocked out. So I'll take you through to the spare bedroom, which our grandkids are not here tonight, strangely enough, but of the 8 and number 9 on the way, they certainly fill up this room pretty quick. Did some renovations in, this is the inside bathroom. We're going to have another 2 bathrooms out the back. So I'll be showing you the wife's undie drawer shortly. But yeah, so we put some new tapware, did bits and pieces, put a shower screen in. The wife wanted gold taps. You know, women. That's the old lounge. Quite a big size room actually. It's got an old fireplace there, but we've got a reverse cycle. And that door is coming off. And the door I just showed you is going on. This is where we sleep at the moment. I'll go over to the wife's undies drawer. I'll just wait 15 seconds for her to yell out, say, no! Wouldn't do that, but there's plenty of purple in here. I don't know if any of you picked up on that the wife likes a bit of purple. Archie, hello. Purple elephants. I found that on one of them selling sites, Gumtree, we got here. So that was a beauty. Nice old bed we picked up, cheap too. Where's me chocolate on the pillow? Tell her she's dreaming. So this is not a big cottage, but we had a choice of either knocking it down completely, but we had the engineers go over it and they said there's nothing wrong with it.
Where's the toilet door?
What?
Where's the toilet door?
I'll show Archie again. Yeah, okay, listen to this. That must be music to your ears.
Close the toilet door.
Yes, boss. I closed
Well-
the toilet door.
You know the story. You've got to put the toilet lid down and close the door because it keeps the money in the house. That's good feng shui.
Okay. So that was for Arkie. She'd love this old cottage.
Plug your phone.
Plug it back in, bit of power juice. So Arkie, is the plan to build a temporary shelter and then build yourself a small cabin? Is that the go? Turn that off.
Huh?
Getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I had it on while you were walking around.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't show you Auntie's drawers. They don't want to see big white bloomers.
Hey.
Oof. Secret's not to eat bad fish.
Yeah, you didn't eat bad fish, did you, Awesome? Did you tell Arkie how big the land is? Like, it's not acreage.
No,
Arkie.
it's not acreage. It's about quarter acre. Just in the outer suburbs of the major city. Yeah, so we'll be starting this in about a month, hopefully, because all the council approvals go through.
Oh, that's not good, Awesome.
Yeah, this little cottage, if it was on your land, you'd fall in love with it. Be just perfect. Unfortunately, transportation costs are going to be very expensive. Do you remember years ago we talked about those barn door 12-foot by 8-foot sheds? And we saw, I don't know, half a dozen over about a year, going for about $100 to $200. I would live in something like that, seriously, just to get me started. Plus, in the end, it would become storage shed. But yeah, remember those ones we saw, the 2-door barn door 12 by 8s? That is the same size as a prison cell, but you get a bunk in there, you get a bench in there for cooking and all sorts of things. Plus, it would become what it's meant to be in the future, a shed. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. Okay, you still doing bits and pieces work-wise?
She's got lag, so you have to wait for a response. She's probably going to go try the other neighbour's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's probably driving over there now. Beep, beep.
No, she's just got to walk to the other part of the property.
Well, I suppose the most important question, does this property located near a river? I think we've lost her. I think Bigfoot's taken over the Wi-Fi. Maybe we're off the air, I don't
That's
know.
what I was just thinking.
It does happen. Anyway, I think we've bored these people enough for one night. Most of them are just getting up, starting their day. VMAC's off to work. Hooker will be cleaning the pole dancing pole.
Oh, yeah, we're here. We've got
Oh,
lag
Awesome's
too.
still here.
It's
What?
It's not just you, Arky. We have lag as well.
That wasn't Arky. That was Awesome.
Yeah.
On the road again. Just want to catch up with my people friends. You can donate any way you want to.
Oh, Awesome's going to
today.
go live. That's good.
You're going to go live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an announcement from the Broadcasting Commission. Live on channel YouTube right now. In the text, you'll see a lady's name called Awesome Hook. If you click on her name and you subscribe, you will, in a few moments' time, see a live hangout. Now, Awesome does amazing shows like 4-question quizzes and 9-number bingo. It's unique. It's something on YouTube that's never been here before.
And don't forget to go check Arky's channel out.
Yes,
And Arky, check these other people out.
Arky Off Grid, one of the legends of the fall. Go and look at her channel, see what she's doing. She's a woman in the wilderness.
Hey, 180.
Hello, 180. Go and check Arky Off Grid channel out. If you can't see her in here now, she might have lost the internet, but scroll up, you'll see Arky Off Grid's name. Click on it, go and have a sticky beak. But now we're crossing to Studio One and Awesome Hooker. So it's good night from...
Me.
Oh, Arky's just made it back and we're saying good night. Arky, if you see Awesome Hooker's name in the text, if you click on that, most of the people that are here will go there. She's doing a hangout in just a few moments. So my good wife has said good night.
So, Arky, just keep up with the videos. We love seeing you again. We've missed you for a couple of years.
And I'll see you soon.
Yeah, Arky's in the room 180.
All right, people, over to Awesome Hooker's channel,
Yes.
where strip poker is not uncommon.